All right, good morning. It is a Monday morning, back to school, back to post spring break activities. If you have the opportunity to enjoy some time off this past week, hopefully you were able to do something that was beneficial to you, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, get you going, get your batteries recharged. That's definitely something you want to take care of yourself, right? Your well being, how your thought process is going. So, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about increasing happiness. Usually, what I do is I'll go on success.com and I'll look for a classic article, an article that's been around for a while, maybe a couple of years, that has a good collection of quotes, a good collection of thoughts, something like that to talk about. Actually, today I ran across an article that just came out a couple of days ago. It's great. The article's phenomenal because it talks about happiness. It says six easy activities to increase happiness every day by Sarah Paulk. So, why is that important? Why is it important to be thinking about increasing your happiness daily? Because sometimes it seems like the attack, well, not so much, but the, I don't know, deterioration of our happiness seems to be happening daily if we allow ourselves or allow it to be reduced, right? So we focus on the news, which usually focuses on something negative, very seldom or only at the end of the newscast, do you see something positive. So let's focus on something positive. And the article starts like this: if 2020 has taught us anything, it's that happiness doesn't always come easy. We've now spent an entire year learning how to laugh and celebrate and find joy in the midst of confusion and uncertainty. It's been a year that canceled all of our plans, stripped away the basic interpersonal safety nets we took for granted, and even denied some of us, particularly essential workers, that comforting monotony of a predictable and safe workday. This new collective muscle memory of resilience is something that'll surely bolster us as we slowly acclimate to whatever the new normal is going to be, right? It's fitting that now, almost exactly 1 year later, we would pause to celebrate the International Day of Happiness. So this article literally just came out like 2 days ago, first day of spring. The happiness we celebrate today, however, differs from a temporary mood enhancement or the toxic positivity that demands we only look at the bright side of life. That's it. That's all you got to do. Our new resilience has taught us that happiness isn't dependent on how shiny our lives look on the surface, and that joy doesn't have to wait to be perfect, or rather, doesn't have to wait for the perfect conditions to take root. What we celebrate today is a choice to create and find happiness, even if the hits keep on coming. And boy, sometimes they do, right? As we observe the value of happiness in our lives today, Sarah Paulk continues, we also pause to celebrate that what this year has taught us. That even if the circumstances around us feel anything but joyful, we are always deserving of the relief that smiles, laughter, and a few happy tears can provide. It says celebrate the International Day of Happiness by incorporating one or more of these simple and sometimes frivolous happiness boosters into your daily routine and help your heart feel light all year long. Here we go. Here are the six easy activities to increase happiness every day. And I'm going to share the link on the comments right there. Number one, help others. The worn adage of it's better to give than to receive, unquote, still rings true. We all naturally view life through a lens that considers our own circumstances first, which can distort our perception of reality. If we're willing to lift our gaze to see that the world includes more than simply our own lived experiences, we discover ways that we can alleviate the suffering of others and, in the process, our own. Donate food, donate blood, volunteer at a food bank, write a letter to someone who could use encouragement, or drop off a meal to a neighbor recovering from an illness. And I'm sure there's somebody in life that can benefit from any of these, right? I like to donate blood. I've done that quite a bit. I love writing. I should do that one. Pay attention and notice where you are uniquely equipped to solve a problem or improve someone else's day. That may mean cheerfully running an errand that your spouse has been dreading, or offering to fix a neighbor's leaky sink with the tools you already have in the garage. The happiness magic found in helping others is tied to our willingness to notice the needs around us and then use the time, resources, or connections we've been gifted to meet them, using our time, our talents, our treasure to help others. That's the first one. One way, an easy activity to increase your happiness every day. And sometimes we don't think about helping others being beneficial to us, right? How is it going to help me become happier by helping others? Well, take a chance, find out. Number two, commit to unexpected acts of kindness. Simple acts of kindness share generosity, love, or compassion in ways that surprise and delight the person on the receiving end. Joy is contagious, and spreading it around to others is one of the fastest ways to experience it yourself. If you've ever been in a pay it forward chain at a drive through restaurant, I have not, where the person in front of you paid for your coffee or lunch, you've already experienced the feeling. But kindness isn't limited to meal times. Spend an afternoon, I don't know, picking up trash at the local park, which I've had, friends of mine do, Henry Mejia and others. Delivered cookies to first responders. When I worked at the hospital, we had, especially when the pandemic started hitting, a lot of people would drop by gifts, like whether it was food. Sometimes it was a local business that would do it. Sometimes it was personal. Call your local utility company and pay someone's overdue bill. Wow. Leave your waitress a 50% tip. Done that. Listen to an elderly neighbor without rushing through the conversation. It doesn't have to be elderly. It could be just somebody who you're speaking to that sometimes you rush through their conversations. Could make a difference. Or you can send flowers to a local nursing home. I think that's nice. The daily opportunities to show kindness are limitless, and you might even inspire a pay it forward happiness chain of your own. You never know. And you know what? It doesn't matter even if you never hear about it. What's imagine setting off a chain of events where your kindness begets another kindness, and so on and so on and so on. You never even hear about it, but kind of cool, right? Just thinking about it. That was number two. Pardon me. Number three, save before you spend. This is interesting. Spontaneous spending may provide a brief dopamine hit, right? That feel good chemical in your brain. But it's the long haul saving that brings the most ROI, return of investment, for happiness. If you've ever helped a child count down to the end of the school year or planned a vacation 6 weeks in advance, right? You know the power of anticipation. It's so much easier to get through the work week when rest or fun or excitement is waiting in the wings. Sock away savings for a tropical vacation, a designer coat, relaxing day spa, or the expensive high tech gadget you've always wished for. But remember, the first three words of that sentence were sock away savings, not put it on a credit card, right? Because then you're paying way more than what you thought you were going to do. It says plan excursions and choose restaurants you hope to try while island hopping, or imagine the outfits you'll pair with your new designer look. Talk about what you're saving for with your partner or a friend and allow yourself to dream about what it will add to your life. Once you reach your savings goal and actually make the purchase, you'll enjoy the happiness bonus of being able to enjoy the memories of that moment guilt free without the burden of spending the next few months or years paying it off. And when we sit down with families and talk about budgeting, about their financial situations, that's what we talk about. One of the savings account is short-term savings, saving for something you want or you want to plan for. That way you're not adding to your debt on your credit cards or whatever. Next one. We're talking about 6 easy activities to increase happiness every day. Number, I guess, 4. Splurge where it matters. It's shocking how much money can fly out the door when we aren't paying attention. Boy, tell me about it. Small charges like add-ons on the cable bill or delivery fees for meals we could easily pick up ourselves compound over time and drain our financial resources without any real lasting benefit. There are categories, however, where we could put those wasted dollars to work that would enhance our mental and emotional well-being. Huge mental and emotional well-being, along with spiritual, physical, and financial top five, right? Think about where you invest most of your daily energy or hours and throw budgeted money at the problem. A $400 orthopedic office chair, this was pretty good, uh, may sound frivolous, but if you sit at your desk for hours each day and struggle with back pain, paying a hefty sum for that lumbar support could improve your quality of life. Splurge-worthy purchases are not the same for everyone because they're unique to individual habits and lifestyles, but they provide real noticeable improvements to the rhythms of daily life. If the crumb-coated sticky floorboards of your minivan raise your blood pressure every time you unload the back seat, consider having your car detailed. If the cracked screen on your smartphone slows down your everyday searches, spring for the repair. The fine print. Happiness and debt don't easily coexist. Let's pause right there. Happiness and debt don't easily coexist. Huge. I'm going to have to share that one separately. Wow. So don't go overboard and stick to your budget. Man, I'm going to have to share that one. That's good. I'm going to have to copy that real quick. Save this. Yeah, wow. Don't really think about it, right? When we're spending money, happiness and debt don't easily coexist. We don't think about it, but we experience it every day. How many people do you know live in debt? How many people are sitting in your chair? you know. Number 5, count your creature comforts. Pausing to give thanks for the people, things, and moments that make life beautiful provides an instant boost to your happiness. Earnestly take inventory in whatever format works for you, whether it's a gratitude journal, a daily prayer, thank you notes, scribbles on the backs of receipts as you ride the subway. As you make these lists, keep in mind that comparison games often shrink joy rather than grow it. So don't compare, compete. So this isn't about considering how others might have it worse off than you, but rather focusing on the abundance that already exists in your own life. Listen closely. Line up all the creature comforts you enjoy each day: freshly washed sheets, a refrigerator that keeps food cool, transportation, running water, pain medicine, music, and be reminded of how spectacularly full each day is, with bursts of happiness ready to make your life more enjoyable. I love finding joy in music. You know, you ever hear a song, you're like, man, I haven't heard that song in forever. And then what I'll do is I'll go and I'll look it up either in my library or on YouTube or something and just enjoy it. Sometimes I've sat there and listened to the song 3, 4, 5 times. Could be a guilty pleasure, not something I usually listen to, but something that brought joy to me in that little moment. So I want to enhance that joy and experience it and take it in. You know, it's almost like being in a depression or a cold day, kind of down, and all of a sudden that ray of light, that's warmth of a ray of sunshine hits you, and you just want to stand there in the middle of the cold, stand there in the middle of whatever you're going through, and just allow the sun to bathe you and feel the warmth, and just it's almost like re-energizing you and making you feel refreshed and renewed. Same thing when I get that feeling from a song or something. Take advantage of it. You know, it's like it's there for you. It's being shown to you for some reason. Spread it. Make it grow. Take advantage of it, right? Last but not least, say yes to surprises. It's so easy to stay cooped up in our comfort zones, but saying yes to new things can enrich and expand our lives. Try a new restaurant, join a hobby club, volunteer for a new work assignment, travel somewhere you've never been, RSVP yes to the next gathering you're invited to, linger in conversation with a new friend. I love talking to people. Some adventures will spark joy, while others will do so later when they are retold as stories. Building stories, building memories. Every new layer of memories leaves a path that we can return to when we need them most. Open yourself up to allow the world to surprise you with joy you haven't met yet. And you'll soon have a stockpile of happiness that you can draw from all year long. We're just about ready to finish the first quarter of the year. March is coming to a close. We're literally, 10 days left in March. We've still got some time, a third of the month to enjoy, but then we still have, 3/4 of the year to enjoy. Let's find that happiness. Again, it was an article by Sarah Paulk called 6 Easy Activities to Increase Happiness Every Day. And here's the list. Number 1, help others. Number 2, commit to unexpected acts of kindness. Number 3, save before you spend. That's a good one. Number 4, splurge where it matters, right? Number 5, count your creature comforts, just common stuff. And number 6, say yes to surprises. So I thank you for joining me today. If you didn't get a chance to hear the entire discussion on this article, rewatch it. Rewatch the replay, or watch the replay so you can catch the entire list and everything that's on the article. The article is listed on the comments section. So I thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be uploading it to my YouTube page in just a bit. It's a youtube.com. Just do a search for AlgaeMan1, ALGAEMAN, and the number 1. Share it, like it, subscribe to the channel. That way, every time I do one of these videos, you can not only see it, but you can also share it. And I'd appreciate you. It would help greatly. So again, I hope you got something from this. I want to add happiness to your life, even if it's just by giving you information that can then lead you to happiness further down the road. So hope you have a fantastic start of your week today on a Monday. I hope to be back on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Let's see what we talk about then. So until next time, we'll be talking.